and welcome to Good Morning Africa here on Housing TV Africa, your trusted platform for news updates in the housing sector. As always, it is a pleasure to break the day with you here on the program. My name is Dorcas Chia.
And I am Mary Agiobo. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Africa. I do hope you are all doing well. I do hope you had a fantastic night. How are you doing? How are you really doing? How are you coping? How are you? I do hope you're taking care of yourself. I know it's not really easy. It's really tough out there, but we all try. We all try to make sure that we are okay. We all try to take care of ourselves regardless of our situation. I do hope you're intentional about taking care of yourself. Whatever situation you find yourself in, I do hope you are trying, you are pushing, you are trying to cope. You know, they say, thank God we don't look like what we go through.
Yeah.
People do say that. When someone tells you that, what do you think about when you?
Well, I feel motivated, but before I go forward, I have to say it's good to be on the program with you, Mary. And I don't know, but if not because we have to take the charge for today, I would have said this motivation you've just given us now, just, you know, it just cleared everything like this.
Actually, I had
really
it was due to the compliment I received this morning, and someone was like, "Oh, you look so good." I'm like, I look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You actually look good though.
I'll
say the glow is different today.
Really?
What's the secret?
There's really no secret. Like I said, we should all try to try to make ourselves happy, try to survive, try to take care of ourselves regardless of the situation.
Very true.
Because we are all going through difficult times these days. It's really not easy.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. We say don't look like the problems you go through and everything, because if you sit down and you're worrying a lot is going through your mind every time you're sad, time is going. The world does not wait for you. You just be wallowing there in self-pity. It's just like when you fall, you decide that, oh, you're not going to stand up. You will remain there. You will not move forward. So instead of sulking and crying over spilled milk, why not just get up and forge your way ahead? That's just it. Well, it's really a great one. I just hope someone is able to pick it up.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yes.
Really excited.
Yes. Before we go further, I just want to give a background into our topic today. Today, we turn our attention to an issue that continues to generate public concern across Nigeria, and this has to do with illegal demolitions in Nigeria, not just in FCT as a whole. And this is as regards the incident that occurred over the weekend in the Durumi 3 axis of the Federal Capital Territory. In recent years, several communities across the country have witnessed demolitions of homes, businesses, and structures deemed illegal by authorities. While government agencies often argue that such actions are necessary to enforce planning regulations and reclaim public land, affected residents frequently raise concerns about inadequate notice, lack of compensation, and the devastating impact of livelihoods. This I was thinking last night about what we're going to talk about, and it just came to my mind, and I was like, we need to talk about this, because when I heard about what happened at the Durumi axis, I was with the way the whole thing panned out, which we'll get into the discussion, but with the way the whole thing panned out, it just kept in my mind. I'm like, why do these things keep occurring?
Exactly.
Yes.
Why do things like this keep happening? A friend of mine called me. I think it was some months ago. She experienced something like this, and she just started talking. She was like, Mary, I'm deeply traumatized right now. I'm traumatized. I'm like, what happened? She said her house was demolished, and like there was no public notice, no warning, nothing. She just got back from work, and all her things were outside and scattered. She had to start looking for how to get another place to keep her things. So when I got to hear about this yesterday, I just remembered that incident. Things like this is until it happens to someone really close, you might be able to know how painful it is.
Yeah.
So because I was like, how are these people going to feel? What thought process? How are they trying to cope in this situation? What do they do?
Yeah.
Those that have families, friends, children, how are they going to handle this difficult?
That's the question we keep asking. Demolitions on its own are not bad. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's actually something that happens, and there are reasons why demolitions happen, but most of the times when it becomes very detrimental to the individuals involved, then we term it as illegal. But let's not talk too extensively on this particular topic and begin to, bring out, let the cat out of the bag. But before we before we get into the discussions and everything, I want us to take the charge for this morning, and after which we'll look at a report of the demolition that took place in the Durumi 3 axis. So, to stay tuned, you're watching Good Morning Africa here on Housing TV Africa.
Good morning again. I trust we all slept very well, and I believe we woke up hopeful, because what I want to talk about is very relatable to every human being that walks the face of the earth. I want to talk about a 4-letter word, and that is time. T-I-M-E, time. You've all heard of the song. I think they sang that song, or whoever sang it like a while ago. Time, not money, oh, something like that. And then there's also the saying that time is of the essence. And they also say once you lose time, you can't have it back. And that last phrase is what I want to dwell on. Now, just think along with me for a moment, okay? From the time you were born to the time you draw your last breath, what happens in between? Food for thought, right? They say from the cradle to the grave. What have we achieved in between? I heard a very respectable apostle say some time back that the human life is segmented into 4 sections: the morning time, afternoon time, evening time, and the night time. And what struck me about this was, and still is, the night time of a human being's life. Because at that point in time, I call it the wrap-up time. You know how it is when probably you're shooting a movie and they say, wrap it up. That is the wrap-up time of every man and every woman on the earth. That is a time where you're brushing up on the legacy you've left behind. That is a time where you're brushing up on the values, the worth, the morals surrounding your life. Little wonder that people that have taken out time to know what essence of time means, they don't joke. They don't have time to waste. You look at them and you're wondering why they're always on the run, why they're always on the move. They have focus. There's a price before them. They have precision. They're defined. There's something they're aiming for, and once you aim for something that is in front of you, you can't afford to be distracted. What are your goals? What are your plans? What are your intentions? Who are you? What are you doing here on earth at this time? Why were you born in this century? Why were you born in this millennium? What do I have to offer? What do I have not to offer? What do I have to give? What do I have not to give? Questions, questions, questions. But if you can take out time and make up your mind to hone yourself, to train yourself through the fire. After all, they say that how can you get perfume if a rose petal or rose petals are not crushed? How do you get gold? How do you get silver if they're not taken through the fire? Why are we so much in a hurry to get to the finishing line when we've not even as much as prepped ourselves? Sometimes we hurry into self-destruction. Sometimes we hurry into calamity. Sometimes we hurry into premature death or undeserving death. Whether it's mental death, psychological death, physical death, spiritual death, but there's a death somewhere because we did not apply time as we ought to. Let's not hurry in life. Let's take out time, and do the needful. What really needs to be done in my life to make me matter? I talked about power. I talked about value. Talking about time. They're all interrelated. There's a common thread that binds them all together. If you take out time to build, don't compare yourself while you're building. And guess what? Whether you're building a home, whether you're building yourself, whether you're building a career, whether you're building a family, do not compare yourself to the next person, be it your neighbor, be it a friend, be it a family member, be it a stranger, be it your enemy. Do not compare. It's so dangerous. You are you, and uniquely tailored for that matter. Aside from twins that look alike so much, even at that, I read somewhere that it has been scientifically proven that no human being has the same palm print. That is how different you are from the next person. So why not run your race per time? Take out time and do you. Build yourself and train yourself to be unique. Do not waste time. Because once you lose time, you can't get it back. Oh, I was going to read that book like 2 days ago. If I'd started, I would have been probably on chapter 44. But because I didn't read 2 days ago, I'm on chapter 20. I can't bring back 2 days ago. I can't bring 2 days ago into my reality or into my present. It's not possible. It's not doable. So let's make use of what we have right now. Let's make up for the time lost. They say make hay while the sun shines. Time is of the essence. It's important to maximize time. Because when we get to the latter phase of our lives and we look back, we could say that, that wasn't bad at all. Time. Let's maximize time. Let's make the best use of time. Because in the long run, what you do with your time really does matter. So, as I inspired this morning, I'm going to close by saying, tick-tock, 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 tick-tock goes the clock. Let's not waste any more time, because you still have time to make the best of your situation. Until next time, let's keep winning. Bye.
Tension, confusion, and grief swept through the Durumi 3 community in Abuja on Sunday as demolition teams, supported by heavy machinery, pulled down several commercial shops and business premises. The exercise, which many residents described as unexpected, left business owners counting their losses and has sparked widespread outrage alongside allegations of possible insider involvement within the community. According to residents, signs of the operation emerged days earlier when bulldozers and excavators were moved into the area. Concerned shop owners and residents who sought clarification from officials said they were informed that the equipment had been deployed for road rehabilitation works. However, events took a dramatic turn on Sunday morning when the same machinery began demolishing commercial structures instead of commencing road construction. The development caught many business owners unprepared, leaving them scrambling to salvage goods and property as their shops were reduced to rubble.
See, it's very, very painful. It's very, very painful because these people come day before yesterday. They come and keep the caterpillar and everything. They not even inform people that they're going to do a demolition here. So if they say they notice, then they tell people on time, then people that have their own property, they could remove their property. So now, look at like poor people now, we don't get everything now. They just start their life, how they want to couple with this life where we're there now, with this hardship where we're there into now. Look at now, like one of my mom now, we just come now, he just come back from sickness, never treated everything finished, and look at the shop has been demolished. Then what are we going to do?
We were here this morning without notice. We just saw those caterpillar people because they packed their things here since day before yesterday. They packed things here. All of a sudden, we just say they begin enter here. They scatter things. They scatter finish, they enter here. If you are coming to somebody community, what are you supposed to do? You see ants that are living here? It's human beings that are living here. Before you do anything, you have to notice the people. People that are living here. Without notice, they will just come and be scattering things. Things are not done this way. Anything that they will do, they will notice the people that are staying here. Why will they come and be destroying people's properties? Are we ants? Are we ants? We are human beings. We are human beings, for Christ's sake. We did like this because they scatter things. He good like that. Anything they go do, the king, he must inform him people. He go tell people, say, my people, see what thing they go on. I don't know a big king there where they go, king there our community. Because if king there our community, this kind of thing supposed to know they happen. Anything will go happen, they go say, people, okay, una we get property, una pack una things come out. They not practice, they begin to destroy people things. It's not good. The government should do something about this. It's not good. I'm begging them, before they will demolish or do anything or destroy people's properties, they have to inform us. Because it's human beings that are living here. So, if they didn't notice us, anything they see, they will take it. Where did they want us to run to? Where are we running to? People businesses. Where we go? Where we go for this kind of condition? They don't cut the other people things. Is it good like that? The government should do something about this. We are not happy at all.
The biggest challenge we faced this morning was the fact that it came unaware. The community chiefs, the youth leaders, the community leaders, there was no information. In fact, the bulldozers, the caterpillars, the tractor that were here this morning was just in front of us, right in front of us for 2 or 3 days. And we never know their intention. I feel like that's the major issue we face this morning. That's the rage the youth are trying to pass across this morning. I've seen a lot of businesses down right now. People are barely trying to survive, trying to see how they can get a living for themselves without the government intervention. And those hope have been lost already. We just hope, because we don't even know what is going on right now. We just saw that they put down some shops, they haven't put down any houses for now. The houses are intact, but we've seen a lot of shops go down for now. But we're just hoping someone is going to communicate with us. Either the chief or the ballet of the community is going to communicate to the youth to let us know what is happening, because it's very important, because to safeguard people's life, if they are coming for the houses, it's going to be it's going to even become a war, because we saw the kind of way the youth are already passing.
Beyond their anger over the demolition, many residents are now expressing suspicion that certain individuals within the community may have collaborated with authorities, alleging that the operation was deliberately concealed from affected business owners.
About 2 days ago, we saw bulldozer, excavator, and all of those things. They came and parked here, just this place here. So we asked one question and said, who are these people? They say they come to do road. That was the question. You understand? So after that, several days after day 1, day 2, this is the 3rd day, we started seeing them moving. We saw police van coming, and all of those people, task force, they came. Chief actually came and asked them, what is going on in my community? They told him that they have warrant to come and demolish. Show warrant, they didn't show any warrant. They started demolition. Are you with me now? Until they came to this other side here, you can see people's businesses, livelihood. In this country, you know how inflation has ravaged us. We don't have houses. The government has not provided jobs for us. This is where we are managing our lives. And they came, they damaged everything you see here. We don't even know where to go from now. Government is supposed to, there's a contract between the people and the government. At least if they have to do this, there should be a notice. There was something like a notice. So does it mean that the people does not have any rights in this country? Even though this is illegal. Will you use illegality to destroy legality? It's wrong. This is bad. Because the suffering in this country is too much. My brother, look at this business. This is somebody's business. All ravaged. How is he going to start with children in school, with family to feed? This is bad. Please, let Nigeria be responsible. They should be responsible. I don't know if they have served any notice, but as far as this resident is concerned, we are not aware of any notice. And it's painful. There should be an intervention. There should be an intervention. This is bad.
I went to church. Unfortunately, my wife called me that because almost like 4 days ago, we see a caterpillar here. So we asked them, what is the problem? So everybody's afraid. They said there's no problem, that they want to do the road. So all of us now, we are all outside the whole night. We did not sleep. We said, you haven't seen all these things before. We even asked more than how many times. They said there's no problem. Okay, today, this morning, when my wife called me, I rushed to come. I see where they started demolishing all this very place. All the people's shop, the new shop, even my own shop, my wife's shop, everywhere all was being demolished. Even the convoy that have been here is more than the presidential convoy. We're even afraid, say, what is the problem? This is a very small place. Look how the place look like. And people, they are suffering. Some people say they didn't have money. They are just managing. Some people have 50,000 naira for them to open a shop so that they will not be stealing or being anything for anything. But they come and demolish. Okay, fine. Federal government, how do you expect people now to be doing all these things? How do you expect the masses to be fitting? How do you expect the masses to fit? Some people said they cannot fit. Look how the situation be now. Look at most of them, they are demolished. All the money, this my friend, everywhere all have demolished. Look at all the whole shop. Some people that spend 1,000 in their shop. Some people opened the shop last month, but look at, there's nothing. So the federal government, I'm trying to ask you, please, what the masses are they going to do? The election is coming, and see the same you are seeing, calling us that we should vote you.
I've been in Cameroon, be the capital city, Yaoundé. I've been in Lome, be the capital city of Lome. I've been in Benin Republic, be capital city in Benin Republic. I've been in Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, many places in a foreign country. Then if I thought that I say, let me evacuate to come to my country, then it happened that I'm coming to face the difficulties. Means that this Nigeria is rubbish. Even though the Mr. President or FCT ministers or the AMAC people, there is no city without the villagers. There is no city without the poor men. There is no city without the wheelbarrow pusher. Then if it is happen like this, that Abuja want to be the best city for the whole world, let them find a means and tell the poor men to leave this place, so that let all them where they be the big men and remain here. Look at what happened here. Somebody may come and find a place to manage with the children, with this hardship of this country. Then after later now, somebody come and demolish it in the name of government. Then why tomorrow now they bring ballot bodies and the local government chairman, AMAC, presidency to come and vote? Who is coming to vote this vote now? Look at what happened now. To come and disblast somebody, to come and disorganize somebody. Look at the crate of beer, somebody selling pepper, managing himself in order to live. Then somebody coming out in the name of demolition and demolition. It is very, very bad. If you are the Mr. President of this country or whoever FCT minister, you are a human being, have the same blood like us. We live as you live. Check yourself from the childhood, check your own family from the childhood, your parents, your brothers and sisters, know that they are not like you. There is no place that even though you are the president of this country, every of your relative, one or two must be a poor person living like this as we are living now. Look at them. Where are we going to stay now? Where are we going to find our living, both our children and everything? I don't have much to say, but let Nigeria know that in any capital city must be with people. They are building their house in estate. These poor guys are helping them to build it. They are building their anything. It's those poor boys that are helping them to do all those things. But when it happens to like this, they can't even consider all these things. Well, let everything remain for God. Be you a president, be you who. No matter the position that one good day like that, you must be questioned through God.
As of the time of filing this report, the site remained littered with debris, while affected residents and traders continued to gather in search of answers. Meanwhile, municipal authorities are yet to issue an official statement explaining the circumstances surrounding the demolition or outlining plans for the cleared land.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
I'm Debbie Erb. I'm the founder of DLE Advisors, LLC. I just finished a really interesting session talking with the audience here at the International Housing Show. I have attended the show before, and I have to say it's bigger. It's bigger and better than it was 4 years ago. An incredible array of opportunities, companies, and new innovations in the housing space. So it's very exciting to be here. Thank you, Festus Adebayo. He's my guy. It's so well attended, and there's so many people here that I know who are movers and shakers in the industry. So I definitely recommend attending if you possibly can.
I am Ada Fong, the former Deputy Director of Housing from the Hong Kong Housing Authority. I think it's a very interesting housing show and conference that brings together a lot of experts and talents and government officials in Africa to explore the subject of housing in Africa. It's a very worthwhile initiative that you do it once every year.
My name is Adeola Olushodo. I'm the Executive Director, Lagos State Development and Property Corporation. I'm here at the Abuja International Housing Show 2025, and this is a show that brings all the experts and all the major players in the real estate sector together. I must commend the efforts that goes into that, the consistency, and everybody looks forward to it, and of course it's well attended.
My name is Dr. Mark Mahaku Joshua. I am the Director General Taraba Geography Information Service. I got an invitation to attend, and I saw things like land reform. So my priority here is to interact with experts in the field, gain more knowledge on how things are done as far as land reform is concerned. The organizers of this event has done well. I at least expect the caliber of people I've seen here. Seeing the people that I've seen here, they have sent out a signal to me that it is not a child's play. We're here that really Nigeria mean business to organize such a show.
My name is Sovio Abdugani Adi Madibumen, the Surveyor General of the Federation. I want to really say it's a good program. This is the 19th edition of it. I want to say a good thumb up to the organizers of the program and to Nigeria in general. Hosting such an event is not something that comes easy. It comes with a lot of innovation on its own, like the team says, and it comes with a lot of experienced organizers. So I want to say a big thank you for those people that come all the way from far and near to come and be part of this organization.
Hello, I'm Maya Abdel Hamid, the CEO of the Social Housing and Mortgage Finance Fund in Egypt. This is my first visit to Nigeria and Abuja in specific. I've been invited to this housing show. This is my first visit to Nigeria. I've had a good chance to meet with all the Nigerian officials as well as the African ministers and delegations. I think the presentation helped a lot and giving insights to those attending. I also benefited from hearing other experiences from the experts from across the continent and the international experts as well.
My name is Roland Benoba, and this is the Roland Benoba Real Foundation for Housing and Urban Development. Shout out to AIHS. You guys are doing a great job. This is the 19th edition, and I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. Kudos to the team at AIHS.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. the 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Africa on Housing TV Africa, and I'm sure some of you have seen what people are actually saying about the demolition, what happened to them, how they were able to cope, how they were able to manage it. You can see that they are sad. They are sad. Some of them are heartbroken. Some of them they don't even know where to start from. They are devastated, and I'm asking myself, how I can't even imagine how they are feeling right now, because seeing their expressions and the way they are expressed, the way they are talking about it, it shows that this is really terrible for them. And what do they do? How do they move on from it? So what do you think?
Okay, like watching that video, with that particular clip, and I was just, because I was also opportune to get some information concerning that when it happened at that moment. And you know, it was, you could see from the faces, they're not, this is not a thing that's, they are not even talking calmly. They are really, really devastated. You could hear what they said. They said those people had come like 3 days before, prior to this demolition, and told them that they came to, you know, walk on the road. So they thought a road rehabilitation was going to take place, but then on that Sunday morning, they began demolishing shops. These are people's sources of livelihood. What are these people supposed to do? They are very angry. At this moment, they are confused.
They are frustrated.
They are beginning to ask questions. Why is this happening? Why weren't they informed? Why did the government take such action? Because actually, this is actually illegal. Because for demolition to take place, just like I said earlier, demolition is not bad. It is not. There are several reasons why a demolition. Maybe the area, according to the master plan of Abuja, that is not where a market is supposed to be, or maybe the area is looking like there's going to be a building collapse very soon. You know, different things could warrant a demolition. Or maybe the government wants to turn that place into something else, or that is public property, or you know, no proper document. But the people should be given notice. These are not even their homes. These are their sources of livelihood.
Yes.
They just turn down in a minute without giving them a place. Where are these people supposed to go to? Where are they supposed to start picking up from?
Like, that notice is very, very necessary.
It's very important. Okay, there are things I usually add, because there was a time some months back we took a trip to Apodusi to just check out the living conditions of people in that particular area, and we found out that certain buildings were marked for demolition. And the reason, when we asked, the reason was that the government were going to we're trying to demolish that area in order to, you know, make a road and everything, because where those houses were, that was a road. According to the plan, that is a road. Those houses are in the way. So I'm now asking, I'm like, it's the people who handle this land, the officials who gave out this land to people to build there. Weren't they aware?
Weren't they aware?
Because the master plan is there.
Yes.
We keep asking the same questions. The master plan is there. The master plan of Abuja is there. Where a road is supposed to be, where a canal is supposed to be, where buildings are supposed to be. It's all there. When people go to places like Aegis, Abuja Geographical Place, or even FCTA to go acquire properties and landed properties, questions like this should be asked, and individuals should be informed. Officials should tell the people.
Yes, that is a lawful and fair way to carry out the action.
You tell them where you want to get the land. No one is saying you shouldn't do the right thing for people. Do it the right way. Even if your intention is good, your execution must be good for the people you are doing it for. You feel, okay, this is, I remember I spoke to someone he works with. So while we're talking, he said that, oh, this particular place that I'm saying now, they are planning to come and demolish very soon. That I hope I'm not going to stay here for a very long time. And I asked him, I said, okay, but have you people planned on informing people living here? Are they aware?
And I told him, I said, this should be done fairly and justly, like the right way. No one is saying you shouldn't have concern for people living here by, sometimes if you look at it, it could be good for their health. If there is too much of congestion, like you mentioned, the canal and the bridges, those things are not good for the health, you get, because your house is where your life is, and if the environment is not good enough for your health, that one is another problem. So we understand the fact that they want everyone to be safe and everything, but is the right thing done? Is the process carried out the right way? That's when I asked him, he said that they've not informed them. I said they have to be aware. If it's possible, look for people that will go from our house on and let them know, oh, this place will be demolished very soon. You guys should make plans.
But I still frown at the fact that yes, they still give notices, because I feel like, just like what we were saying before, I feel like this is a case of medicine after death. In the first place, like I was saying earlier, in the first place, a place that has been designated to serve as a road or anything should not be given a, because all right, people have spent money.
Yes.
They have built. They are now living their life. They've settled in their mind. They are okay. They don't have a problem at this moment. Then you come and tell them, we need you to pack from here.
That's not fair.
We need you to move out of here. And another thing that always comes to my mind is the fact that, okay, it's been said that when a place is being marked for demolition and people are informed, the government should make provisions for where those people are going to, where they are going to move those people to. But the real question is, let's say 50% out of these times when these things have happened, have provisions been made for these people?
On very, very rare cases.
Have provisions been made for individuals at this moment so that they can be able to, move to somewhere else? Because you can't just move people.
You can't move people.
I can imagine myself right now. I've built my house.
Exactly.
I've spent a lot of money, built my house, everything, and government comes and tell me, oh, you have to park from here. We're bringing development. We want to do this. We're going to compensate you.
That's devastating.
Does the compensation come? Does it come at all at that point?
And I feel, even though they keep saying this place is supposed to be a road, like you mentioned, that before you allow people to buy those lands and build houses, you should let them know, oh, you can't build a house here. Even though that is your reason, can't you just expand the road? Like, must you destroy the house? Can't there be another way? Like, make this place urbanized, expand roads, or find other alternatives instead of destroying people's hard work. And I don't know if you understand. That's another method. Instead of going to destroy the house, you can expand the road. There's road expansion. That can be done to create spaces for people. I know their concern is, oh, no space to pass, or houses are blocking this from passing here and that from happening here. You can also expand the roads. That's another way to avoid having to, destroy people's properties that they've suffered so hard to get.
Yes, okay. And right now, as much as we talk about the side effects of this thing, I want us to also look at the fact that they are actually, yes, in as much as sometimes when the government or the agencies involved or the people involved do certain things, it has great repercussions and consequences on the individuals, or let's say the victims themselves. I want us to look at some reasons why demolitions actually occur. So for you, why do you think most times? Because for me, from what we know, like most times when demolitions occur like this, it may be for urban renewal and then redevelopment. That is very much understandable, especially in areas where they are trying to step up they are trying to create development in that area. Most of the times, government might just decide, okay, there are buildings that are there. We have old buildings that people have not, uncompleted buildings that have not been touched, have been abandoned. They could just tear it, or it's even the government property. They could just tear it off and then, build something there that was going to cause a lot of development to other people. For you, what else do you think could be some of the reasons?
Okay, I think it could be due to the environment itself, based on, it could be health. Like, there are some areas that have terrible things that are around that are surrounding the residential areas. When it comes to things like canal, we have areas that you have buildings and canals are under those buildings, bad, like flooded canals, and when it rains, in fact, there was a day I saw there was a child struggling to come out of a very heavy rain. It hooked the child somewhere, and they had to get someone to bring the child out of that, but it was a very terrible terrible sight. So things like canals, bad road, horrible congestions that you will find two houses together. You can't even separate one from the other. They'll tell you this house is for another person, this is for someone else. Things like that. So I feel like sometimes the government might be concerned about the health of the people living in that environment, and also for, like what you mentioned, infrastructure. Maybe they want to renovate that area due to some reasons, and the only way could be, it has to be them, like, demolishing the houses around them, because if they don't, they won't be able to achieve what they want to achieve. Talk of bridges now. If you want to build a bridge, probably there's a particular place you have to pass, and there is nowhere else you can do anything apart from building a bridge. Like now, there is this bridge they are building somewhere in Lagos. There were so many houses around that area. They had to demolish them because that bridge is for people to use to cross, like pedestrian bridges. There are places that don't have pedestrian bridges, and most areas that you need for those bridges are residential areas, which are not supposed to be. And people cross roads. Some of them have fatal accidents because there is no way. There's some roads, like some major roads. Let me give an example. Some major roads now, there is no traffic lights, and the only thing that can help is pedestrian bridge. But no pedestrian bridge. So if you want to cross some roads, I have my personal experience. There are some places that you have to go to, you stand for over 30 minutes just because you want to cross road. So if they want to build bridges, things like that, they need to demolish some houses because they need spaces for those things.
Yes.
They need spaces for those things.
Talking about demolitions and creating space and everything, it takes me back to the Makoko demolition. And I just sit down, I asked for like, okay, the Makoko demolition is on. Why did this even occur in the first place? Because that was, Makoko itself, it's on water,
yes,
and everything. People are living, and I keep asking, when I think about it, I was like, okay, what's the reason? What was the reason for this particular action at this moment?
It is on water, right? Yes, so that's the case. Children drown.
Yeah.
During rainy season, children drown. I know of a story of a landlord that was actually arrested because they were telling him,
but why are people
build blocks around this part of your house? When it rains, someone can drown. He refused until a child drowned.
But why are people building on water? When you look at the issue of Makoko itself,
that's another case.
When you're looking at Makoko, I'm like, who gave them the authorization in the first place to go and mount their homes on that
I think this is where documentation comes in, where you have to document whatever land or house you're about to use to build. Because
most times when we sit down to talk about all these things, it just brings me to the fact that we don't take a lot of things serious.
We don't. Everything is about do anything you like. Do anything you like.
If everyone obeys the law,
yes,
follows what is required, do the right thing, a lot of things
will be
avoided. Because when you look at certain things, I keep asking, I'm like, we are being told, okay, there are records, all these things, they are offices for these particular things. They can just tell you right now, okay, where you are building is government property. You're not supposed to build there in the first place. I'm now like, why was it sold in the first place?
There is this big problem.
A flood-prone area. I'm asking. You see individuals building on a flood-prone area.
Yes.
At the end, when the rains come,
they start
at that
moving
moment
to their friend's house.
They experience flood. At that moment, they are calling the government and everything. Two things come to my mind. Why did you go purchase a land in a place that is flood-prone?
Now,
why did the officials give it out? These are the questions we keep asking.
Now, from what you're saying, now there's this big problem. It's something called neglect. Everybody wants to do something fast. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. They don't take necessary precautions. They are not meticulous about it. They forget that all these laws, all these rules and regulations are for their own good.
Yes.
Imagine being in your house. You can't go to work because it has rained heavily and rain has entered your house. I know of someone.
Okay,
I will share this funny story.
You can't even sleep inside the house.
Yeah, so some of them will have to go to their friends' house. Sometimes the cold from the water that is entering the house will affect the walls and give them serious cold. They have to move to someone else's house. Let me share this funny story. Someone was supposed to take me out one particular day. The next thing, I was ready now. When you're getting ready to, go out, the next thing tested me and said, "Oh, water has entered this house. You can't come out." And I'm like, okay, you can't drive. He said he doesn't want to drive out because water is going to enter his car, and that's another case. So imagine people that they can't move, they can't leave their house for anything during rainy season. Some will go to their friend's house to go and stay as if they don't have their own house, just because you are renting or you are building in the wrong place. So most times, all these rules and regulations, all these laws, people don't know that it is for their good. They think they don't want them to progress or do the right thing, or they don't want to build. Do things the right way. When you go to a particular land, look for a surveyor, a land surveyor. We have people that have this knowledge in this country. Let's use them. They are there.
I think this is the point where we call on. This is where the point where we say that we need urban planning.
We need urban planning.
We need town planners to take up their responsibility, because in as much as yes, we have flood-prone areas, these areas are not useless.
Yes,
they can be used for agricultural purposes. The right thing, like we keep saying, like you have said, the right thing needs to be done in the country.
We don't go to school
if the
for
town
nothing.
planners are on their own are coming out, the urban planners are coming out to say, okay, this is the master plan of Nigeria. This is the master plan of Abuja, of here. This is what we can do here. This is where we can build. This is where drainages are going to be. This is where we can farm. This is where roads are going to be. This is where motor park is going to be.
Actually, very important.
Of things will be avoided.
To be avoided.
But people are keeping quiet. People are just studying and getting the degrees and getting the titles and having it, but are not carrying out the work.
I know.
A lot of corruption is going on in the country, because corruption too is part of this. Because as it baffles you, most of the time when you ask people, they'll be like, when you ask, all these people that are building in areas that have flood and odds, when you ask, they'll be like, when they will speak, you hear people saying the officials, they are looking for money.
It's corruption
and
there. Selfishness.
Selfishness also.
They don't think of, sometimes it might not even be the owner. The owner of the house might not even know where the land is or know anything about the land. The people building, because they just want to finish work and collect money, they are not concerned. I know of a house that was already finished and roofed and all. The daughter of the owner of that house is a surveyor. And she went there and she was like, what happened? What kind of, she was so sad. She was like, what kind of land is this? Who builds this house? The person that built this house for you, the planning and everything, didn't the person see the land? She said, this is terrible. If it rains here, there will be a problem.
Yes.
She was so upset. Like, the kind of money that was spent to build that house now, only God knows.
In this Nigerian economy, when cement is how much? You can't be building houses. You cannot be
now the owner
like
of that house now, during rainy season, that person leaves that house to go and stay in a friend's house after spending over how much just to build your house. Sometimes the builders too, it could be their greed and selfishness. You are right. It could be that they want to just quickly build everything and hurry and, okay, let's build and collect my money and go. Forgetting that it's a human being like you that will live in that space. Now, if there's an issue now, the person will suffer it. So you have to take care of yourself. Like we said at the beginning, be cautious. Before you build any house, ask questions. Get a land surveyor, get a constant surveyor. Let them check everywhere. Is this place good enough for me to live in? What about anybody's opinion? Some people like, school matters. It's not about school. Some people like, they don't want to feel like they're educated. You are educated for a reason.
Yes.
No, some people make you feel like you are overdoing things, forgetting that it's for your own personal benefit. So you look for people around. That's why we have them. We have people that go to school for a reason. Let them check your house for you. Check everywhere before you build you start building the house.
Even then, I had a discussion with a professional, an architect, he even made mention. It was like, just like that, you need to bring people when you want to build. You need to bring them to check the place, because he said it's not bad building in a flood-prone area, but how you build, especially when it's at the foundation level. He said there's a way you will build. There was a way you will lay the foundation. Nobody will be able to tell that, okay, this place is flood-prone. One flood you will not experience. Well, before we continue this conversation, let's just take a very short break, because I'm really liking how this conversation, and the fact that a lot is being said and a lot is being being done at this moment. So let's just take a quick break, and when we return, the program continues. Stay tuned.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
You're watching Good Morning Africa here on Housing TV Africa, and we have been discussing illegal demolitions in the nation as a whole, with focus on the incident that occurred in the Durumi axis of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And we have spoken extensively on why this happened, why people weren't informed, and the consequences and impacts of illegal or demolitions as a whole on individuals and society at large. And so coming back to the issue, Mary, which has to do with the incident that occurred, because that's our focus. You know, when I think about this, and when I thought about the incident that happened, so it just came to me. I was asking myself overnight, I was like, why did this happen? Although that, because from what I understand, that place is a commercial area.
Yes.
There are shops there, and maybe just few residential buildings there. But there are shops around that place. People sell, buy, and I'm asking, I'm like, was that a government-owned property? Why weren't the people informed? Why were they lied to in the first place? You know, and it brings me to ask. They should have a community leader. Who is in charge? What is the involvement of the community leader in this? What did? Because for things like this to happen, nobody just goes. Yes, like that. Nobody just goes to an area. Someone cannot just stand up and go to an area to go and start demolition like that. No, they have to be insider information and even permission from the authority. So the people in charge of that particular area, what exactly do they know about this? How was their involvement in this? Exactly. Why were these people not informed before time? Why were they taken unawares? You know, and why was that land being targeted?
It's very, very serious, because when it's time for them to collect money for rent, money for shop rents, or money to build on that particular place, they will collect the money. But when something serious happens, we don't even know where they are. We don't even see who to hold responsible or who to ask that, okay, how did this happen without the people here knowing about it? How did this happen without them having a notice that, okay, we are coming, what is their position meant for? I really love this you came up with now.
Yes, I feel like there's a foul play going on here, because from looking at the things, why will you come in the first place and tell us this is a road rehabilitation you came for? Then at the end, you're demolishing our buildings.
After all, it's not free.
Our buildings in the way.
It's not free.
So I perceive foul play at this moment. And we keep asking questions. From the reports we got, the officials refused to speak. They just stood there waiting for the demolition to be completed successfully. So I perceive foul play here. Because demolition is not bad. It's not bad, especially if it's for the good of the community or the nation. Nobody is saying we don't want development. Nobody is saying we don't want good things. But the right things should be done. Don't take people unawares. These are innocent Nigerians, people that are paying tax from that little money. Yes. They are also contributing to the society, so it has to count for, their consent counts for something. They are paying their due diligence. Okay, right now their shops have been brought down.
I don't know, like,
are they going to be compensated right now?
How are they going to? Because some people, their means of livelihood lies in their business, whatever they do. Where will they start from? Those that have children to feed, what will they do? Well, look, you know, I saw someone. I think someone was almost crying in that video while she was even crying. So just think about all these things, and it's not like it is free. They didn't buy that shop for free.
They are paying
the rent.
They are paying the rent.
It is their right.
They are doing their own due diligence. You know,
it's always as if we are complaining for nothing. No, it is something we paid for. So we deserve to have an explanation. We need to know what exactly happened. Who is in charge of that particular place?
And the question I'm asking right now is, are they going to be compensated? That's the question. Are they going to be given a new space? Because for you to do this, that means you should have a plan, even if you are foul play, because you can't just come and destroy people's lives like that.
If that kind of action is carried out without them knowing, you should also have had a backup plan.
Or they
they're
demolished right now, and the people are going to be left behind.
No,
these are the things. These are the things, and we are calling on the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory.
Please.
You're in your seat of office. You are doing your work and everything. Look at things like this. Issues like this. You are here to serve the Federal Capital Territory. You serve to the people. You're not serving yourself. You are serving those in the capital. You're a leader. And a leader is one who serves.
Like, it's not
people should not be treated this way. It's wrong.
It's not until someone or something happens to someone close that you will now show concern. It could be anybody.
Today is Durumi. Tomorrow it could be another place.
It is really sad. Like, it's really sad that you are not even sure that people that are supposed to take care of you are interested in taking care of you.
Nigeria is not safe. When you think about these things, and you know these are the things that force and citizens to say, oh, the country has failed them. These are the very little things. The country has failed them at this moment. Because we don't want to think too much on the plight that they are going through right now. And talking about the plight, I want to also talk about how demolition on the whole affects the mental health of individuals.
No, let's even start from let's start from a scenario. Imagine you went to work now. Let's walk through this journey together. You know, you go to work in the morning, you're done with your work. Oh, have a nice day, everyone. You smile, then get home. Just get home.
This one was on a Sunday morning. They went to church.
Okay, went to church.
They went to church. They were serving their God.
Then you get home from church. You just see that everywhere is scattered. Ask yourself, like, where will you start from mentally? Before you even think about your mental health, you'll be disoriented at first. Your mind will you won't even know where to start from. Mentally, I can imagine. You'll be like, I don't know, what word are we even going to use?
You're permitted to run mad at that moment. You're permitted to run mad at that moment.
It's a type of grief, because it depends on the kind of money that person has spent to, if it's a shop, the kind of money the person has spent to rent that shop and, you know, plaster the floor and put things in the shop. If it's a house, the kind of money the person has spent to build that house. So it's a grief, like you've lost something very valuable. Very valuable. And to build now is another thing now in the country.
Where do you want to start from? Take, for instance, this incident that happened. Let's say these people want to start from now. Where do you expect it? How much is cement? No. How much are building? How much is building materials in the market?
You know, imagine a friend of mine, like I mentioned earlier.
Okay, let's leave the fact that they are paying rent for that. The landlord of those shops, the landlady of those shops. Where does that person start from?
Because some people even build houses for investments.
I have to say, these are even one of the things that will cause a hike in rent price. Because the next time that person is building, you say, oh, after all, he wants to get back the money he has.
Some of all these landlords, they build these houses for like they're investing in for themselves and for their children. So imagine destroying such houses. Where would they start from? Some of them even build these houses and travel out of the country.
Yes.
Because they are using whatever the tenants give them as livelihood for themselves, for their children, for their future. You know, building houses like investing. So just imagine the kind of pain, the kind of mental stress, the kind of mental breakdown these victims will go through.
The anger.
I mentioned someone that called me and was crying that, Mary, I'm traumatized. I don't know what to do. My house was demolished. I don't know what she couldn't come to work for the next 3 days because her house was demolished. She didn't know. She had to find where to, stay. And where she had to go stay was very far from the office. So for like 3 days, she couldn't come to work before she could balance herself back. She was like, it was crazy. She was so down. So mentally, it is disturbing, it is stressful, it is draining.
You know, when illegal demolitions occur, it renders people homeless. It distorts a lot of things.
Your life just changes. It changes in a minute.
Your life in a minute, and which is not expected. And look at with the rising cost of rent. You know, when they demolish places like this, I don't know what they are thinking, but I don't know where you expect these people to go to, because rent, it's not 100,000 naira they are paying for rent anymore again. Yes, where do you want these people to start from at that moment? You've gone through the stress of looking for a place and everything at this moment, then you're just rendered homeless all of a sudden. So when all these things happen, it's really sad. And this is the moment where we call on the government, the necessary authorities, to do what is needed, to do the needful, the necessary officials. Yes, the town planners are here. They should not just feel that okay, they have a role to play. If they on their own can follow this government, hold them accountable for the policies, we make sure that these things are enforced and the right thing is done in the society, I think things will be much better.
Sometimes they forget him. Maybe they don't.
Everybody has a role to play. They are important.
Maybe they don't feel like we have a role, because if they keep doing these things like it's nothing, then it's I don't know. It should be questioned. Do they think we don't have a part to play as citizens, or we don't have a role or any function that we are bringing to the society?
Well, that's
because you can't just demolish houses without giving notice. So people can make plans. Oh, this is what we can do so that we will not be stranded. Nigerians are very smart and things like that.
We think like 5 years ahead. That's the thing. So when things like this occur, especially illegal demolition, it sets everyone in a state of confusion. And at that moment, everyone is just the individuals, the affected people are just wondering what's next.
Grieving your life,
and if it's not taken care of properly, people lose their lives in the process of this. I just hope that the demolition which occurred yesterday, no life was lost during the process of that. Like, nobody was caught unaware in the building when it happened. We just hope so. But this is where we call it a morning here on Housing TV, here on Good Morning Africa, Housing TV Africa, and we are hoping that this message reaches the right authorities and things are done, especially for those who were affected by the demolition at Durumi. We hope that the authorities come to their rescue and something is done. They are compensated well.
Properly, yes.
Properly, not just anyhow, but something is being done. And we hope to hear a response from the officials. We need to know the reason for why we need to know the reason this particular action took place. Till we come your way with another interesting episode tomorrow on the program Good Morning Africa here on Housing TV Africa. Do well to follow us on other social media platforms. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel Housing TV Africa and download the Housing TV app and free TV app on your Google Play Store and mobile store to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. I am Dorcas Shia. Stay informed.
And I am Mary Agiobo. Do well to be sure of the things you're about to do anywhere, anyhow, because what matters most is the execution. The intention might be good, but the execution might lead to destruction. So if you have good intention, be mindful on how the intention is executed. See you next time.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.